Hi, I'm Nicole Espinosa. Welcome to my DR Sidecar build. Our next mod is going to be painting the plastics. So today we're going to remove them and wash them. Tomorrow we're going to prime them and sand them. And the following day we're going to paint them flat black. Follow along. This is the next day for the Yoshi flashers. The left side I took off the other day, found out that I need adapters, and I'm waiting to find out if they have adapters for the Yoshi flashers for the DR. I thought I would be able to leave this on until I found out, but I am painting the fender, so it needs to come off. So you can see the right side. Go ahead and follow, tug on the wire and follow it. Make sure you're undoing the correct one. So I'm following it all the way down and around the other electricals. I'm pulling out the plug so I can access it. I need to pull it a little further so I can put a flathead in there. Get a tiny flathead. See that little piece of plastic lever? Push underneath and the plugs disengage. And then just pull it out. The tie, it is removable. So loosen it. There we go. That's better. There we go. Here it comes. There we go. Lose the nut. 12 with an extension. Up. Need a new pipe, kids. Handle off. Just want to let you know what I do. I label my bolts so I remember how to put it back together. Just shimmy it out. We have the tail light connected. Let's disconnect it. I have a new tail light coming in, so let's just remove this. We need a bigger one, a better. I think it's on tightly. Sometimes you need some brute strength.
Yeah, no, it's not working. You gotta use them.
Oh yeah, lean into it. Oh shit, we're stripping it.
Yeah, I mean it's
Stripping it.
it needs to get a different head.
A big wide one. My ex-hubby Pablo, say hi. You did it!
That one.
Okay, let me push on the end of this.
Keep going. I'm gonna lift it up on a certain point. Yep, you got
Yeah, baby! Woo!
Ready?
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Yeah,
We're good.
Yeah, you got it.
Thank you. Look what I'm hearing falling out the other side, folks. A nut fell through the motorcycle. Let's go find it. There it is. It's a spacer. Now to disconnect. Now follow the wire. So wiggle the wire so you know what you're dealing with. All right. Pull the sheath back of each one. There we go. There we go. That's two. That one. There we go. Did it, folks. Okay, now you can push that through. No. There we go, folks. Look at that. Okay, it's a little fat. You gotta just rip it on through there. Okay, gonna paint this baby. Get a new tail light. Taking off the front fender today. Gonna wash everything and sand it for you guys. These are 8s. just pops out. All right, check this out, guys. I got an Acerbis Universal SM front fender. Look at the difference. Quite a bit stealthier, shorter, better looking. All right, venting in the back, nice airflow. It doesn't come with holes, so I'm gonna measure and pop some holes. Go ahead and pop the mounts off of the old fender. The Acerbis provides instructions, wonderful instructions. They provide a decal to adhere right to the top of the fender where you're supposed to drill your holes. Line that middle line up with the middle of the fender. Line it up, nice and straight. These are measurements for the DRZ. The DR is not on there, so I'm just going to make sure and line up the holes directly onto the decal. Okay, you see the 30s popping through the holes from the decal. It makes the job a lot easier. We're going to use a smaller bit to pop through the first hole, and then a larger bit. Okay, the first one. Okay, change the bit. Done. Done. On the rear fender, go ahead and pop the rubber grommets out before you paint it, just with the flat head. And go ahead and pull the rubber stopper out from the right side panel. I already pulled that out. This is the heat shield. I'm just going to go ahead and paint right over it. Right, just a Phillips on the headlight shroud. That's gorgeous. A little elbow grease to start it off. It's getting replaced by a Cyclops Baja light. So we'll paint this first so we can get by on that flat black, but then it's all getting changed out. All right, prepping the plastics for sanding. First you clean them. I am lucky because it's a new bike and I don't need to do a lot of this, but those who have grimy undercarriages from lots of fun, use something that cuts the grease like Dawn or TSP. Put a little elbow grease into it. Make sure it's squeaky clean. And you do all this for every single plastic. Then get the soap out of there, get a nice rinse, get the soap off all the pieces. Get them squeaky clean and lay them in the sun to dry. Okay, now we're going to do some sanding with some fine grit, 400 grit sandpaper, circular motions. We're going to scuff up the surface so the primer has something to stick to. A little bit of soapy water so there's a bit of lubricant. Okay, they're all scuffed up nicely. Now to rinse off the particles, sponge them off. My painting cove. Okay, let's cut some wire hangers. No more wire hangers, Mommy dearest. to hang our parts so we can paint them. Make some ass hooks. We have 1, 2, 5 pieces. Or 5. All right, we are using Rust-Oleum plastic primer. Rattle can. Shake that baby up. Read the directions to pull the top off. Squeeze and pull. Priming is very important to allow your top coat to adhere to the plastic. Guess what we forgot? I'm going to rub it down, rub these guys down with a dry cloth first. Rub down each piece. Okay, let's get to painting, folks. Oh, I see a ding over here. I'm going to be changing this lighting shroud out. I'm getting a Baja light, so I'm not caring about that right now. You're going to want to do long, even strokes. Let's test it first. A little bit of splattering. It's okay, it'll get covered over. Wear a mask or hold your breath. Getting a little splattering. We're going to sand some of this stuff anyway. Okay, let's turn this baby around. Okay, looks good, folks. Get the sides as well. Okay, that one's done. All right, keeping the camera away from the overspray. Learn from experience. Cover your body. Okay. Here's the last bit. Last one. Give them room to dry and blow in the breeze. I have a couple of pieces hanging in the backyard. Okay. That's it. Beautiful coverage on this. Here, you guys have to see. Okay. Get Rust-Oleum 2x Ultra Cover Primer, wood, metal, plastic. Right on. You guys can see up close. This one has beautiful coverage. All right. The next phase is sanding a little bit of the drips down with 1,000 grit paper, sandpaper, and then, okay, I'm going to do that on all the drips, and then I'm going to do a thin layer of base coat, which will be wet sanded with some more 1,000 grit paper, and then the base coat tomorrow. All right. Okay, now a thin layer of base coat that's going to be sand. I'm wearing gloves today, folks. Less of a mess. Shake it up. Rust-Oleum Painter's Touch 2x Ultra Cover. Flat black. Also bonds to plastic. There's overspray, guys, so I'm going to push the camera back a little bit and cover myself. Okay, first plastic is done. That is a beautiful finish for just a thin first layer. All right, the next phase of painting plastics is the sanding phase. You're going to want to sand the thin coat. So a thin coat, you don't even have to cover all of the primer. So you can even see the primer through it. It's no big deal. So you're going to use 1,000 grit sandpaper, and it's going to be wet sanding. So use a sponge to put on some water and go ahead and sand in a circular fashion just like you did before. And this gives you a surface that'll give you a really smooth finish. And do it on every piece. Go ahead and wash off the sanding particles and then hang it to dry and give it some good drying time before you add the first real base coat. Okay, what they look like up close after some sanding of that first thin layer of base coat. All right, we're into the first real base coat of the plastics. You're going to want to do something called grip coats. And that is laying down a thin layer of paint and progressively get thicker with each go around. Allow 3 hours to dry in between coats. And go ahead and give them a little swab with a dry cloth. And here we go. Pinch and pull. Shake it up. Oh, my S-hooks. There's overspray, you guys. That's why I have the camera back. And I have a little bit of wind in this corridor, so that's why I'm covering my clothes and my shoes. Oh, I need gloves. Hang on for the gloves. Okay. Beautiful. This is such good paint, you guys. 2x Ultra Cover Rust-Oleum. Beautiful coverage. No drips, no splatters. I love great product. I'm going to take it in the backyard so it has room to spin. I am thrilled with the job of this paint. Check out what the first layer looks like. Okay, guys. All right. Just a little bit left in this can. This is the second coat of the base coat. We're doing grip coats, which start off with thinner layers and progressively get thicker. This ensures that we get better grip of the paint onto the thinner layers, and this gets better results. Let's do it. Okay, clean this up. It's looking good, huh? Okay, you guys. This is a third and final coat of the flat black. It's looking so good. I'm very excited. So this coat is going to be a little thicker. Went out and got another can of paint. Let's do it. Okay, I'm going to go hang this up in the back. That's it wet. Wait till you see it dry. All right, the paint for the job is Rust-Oleum Painter's Touch 2x Ultra Cover. Primer, flat black in this case, and matte clear to top it off. There you go. All right, guys, we're into the home stretch on painting the plastics. What we're doing today is the last two layers of top coat. This is Ultra Cover by Rust-Oleum Matte Clear. All right, when you're doing flat paints, you want a matte top coat. Here we go. You want to dust these babies off if there's any time in between, which which there is. You need to let the other coats dry. So let's do this. Shake it up. Cover yourself. Cover, cover. If you're not wearing paint clothes. Just had a nice workout. Okay, last coat. And the matte clear. Then we're done with this project. Yeah. Let you see what they look like on the bike. For the rest. All right, we have these labeled. They're hex bolts, so they'll work, the originals. Go ahead and put the receivers, the sleeves inside the holes. The sleeves were nice and tight from my drilled holes, so it took a hammer to get them in. Hand tighten them first. Okay, I put one in there just to keep it in place while I put thread locker on all of them. And hand tighten it. This gets a lot of vibration, so get some good thread locker on there. One was already gone by the time I brought it home. So luckily I just ordered some great M6s. I think they're 10s. All right, now for the headlight shroud. So I didn't pay attention to the decal that's on it because I'm going to be swapping this out for a Cyclops 7-incher headlamp. So you can use a hair dryer to pull off the decal before you really do it, but I didn't take the time to do that because it's not staying on long. Also, look at the job. Nice paint job, huh guys? Also, you want to change out the Japanese standard fastener bolt Phillips head to metric hex. Yeah, make life a lot easier for you. Loosely. Now the front. More thread locker. These are M10s. Sleeve. So you should put the headlight on first before the fender. All right? Let's see if we can do this. We get clever in our old age, huh? Okay. Pull that over. Now wrench it. That's it for painting the plastics, you guys. We did a fantastic job. The flat black turned out beautiful. These DIY hacks are really easy. You guys can do it at home alone. Stay tuned for the next mod.